Mataji, you shared the photo.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you can begin. We have started YouTube.
Okay.
Ask if they can see and you start.
Mother, you can see the slide?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. Hare Krishna. So we continue on from where we left last time. This is from the 13th chapter of the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Last week we had discussed about the deliverance of Gajendra and also the churning of the milk ocean. So after Shukdev Goswami explained to Parikshit Maharaj about this particular incident, he goes on to explain the future Manus. Till now, he had explained the 6 Manus which had appeared. Altogether, as we have discussed, there are 18 Manus in one day of Brahma. And each Manu reigns for 74 Chaturyugas. There are 1000 Chaturyugas in one day of Brahma. So divided by 14 comes to around 71 or 72. So each Manu reigns for 71 or 72 years. So up till now, Shukdev Goswami had described the first 6 Manus. Started with Swayambhu Manu, which had already described in earlier cantos. Then Swayambhu Manu, later on, his second Manu is Swaruchisa. He's a son of Agni. The third Manu is Uttama, who was a son of Priyavrat. Then the fifth Manu was son of Priyavrat again. The fourth Manu is Tamasa, son of Priyavrat. The fifth one also is son of Priyavrat, is Raivata. And the sixth Manu is Chakshusa, the son of Chakshu. So in the Tamasa Manu reign or rule of Tamasa, it is said that Gajendra's story comes over there. And in the Chakshusha Manvantara, the churning of the milk ocean is described. And now the future Manus, from the 7th Manu onwards, it's mentioned that how the 7th Manu is Vaivashvata Manu, or is also called as Shraddha Deva. Is a son of Vivashwan and Samyagna. And this particular Manu is the Manu avatar in which we all are now living. We are in the 7th Manu Lord who is ruling this particular Yuga. So that's the reason, we always say that we are being ruled by Vaivashvata Manu here. And in this Vaivashvata Manu, as we also described, there are 6 personalities who are ruling this universe. That means 6 departments are there. Every time a particular Manu rules, along with there are 6 departments. Just like in the government office, we have Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Defense. So like that, here also there are these personalities. They take up different departments. So Deva is actually one department. Deva means the demigods. So in this Manu, the Adityas, Maruts, Ashwini Kumars, they are all the Devatas over here. Then we have Manu Putras also. Like Manu Putras Ikshvaku, Nabhaga, Drishta, Satya, the Ishvara, Sura Ishvara, like this. So then there is Purandara, the son of Kashyap and Aditi. He is basically a Devta, Sura Ishvara. Then there are Rishayas. There are 7 rishis in this particular planet during this particular time. That is Kashyapa, Atri, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni, and Bharadwaj. So the primary 7 rishis, the Sapta rishis, over here. And then we have the Amsha avatars. So this particular Manu, we witness the characteristics of Lord Vamanadev. So briefly, Shukdev Goswami describes how Bali Maharaj, Vamanadev went to Bali Maharaj, and Bali Maharaj was asked for 3 steps of land. And because he could not give it, Vamanadev held Bali Maharaj captive, and he was sent to hell. So this was briefly described by Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Then he went on to explain the other, 7 Manus, 8 Manus, 7 Manus in fact. The Savarni Manu, that is Savarni. Savarni means which closely resembles Savarni, just very close to, like this. So Sarvabhauma is the 8th Manu. Then 9th Manu is Daksha Savarni, someone who looks like Daksha, so that's Rishabh Dev. The 10th Manu is Brahma Savarni, and that is Vishwakshena. The 11th is Dharma Savarni, that's Dharma Setu. The 12th is Rudra Savarni, and that is Swadham. Then 3rd is Deva Savarni, that's Yogeshwara, and the 14th is Indra Savarni, that is Brihat Bhanu. So this is the future Manus, which was described in the 13th chapter of this particular canto. So the system of universal arrangement, as we also discussed earlier, that it all, that 6 personalities, as we mentioned, the Manus, their job is to re-establish the 4 occupational duties on this planet Earth. The Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, these are the occupational duties. So it's a role of the Manu to re-establish the occupational duties on this planet. Then the Devas, what is the role? The role that they share the results of the sacrifices. All the living entities, especially human beings, have to perform certain, sacrifices. The demigods are in charge of this, and they accept the result. They take the results of the sacrifice and they share the results of sacrifice with others. So that's the job of the demigods. So, and then afterwards, the Manu Putras, their role is to discharge the orders of the Lord and enjoy the results of the sacrifice. So whatever results they get from the sacrifice, they enjoy that, and they discharge the orders of the Lord. Sura Ishvara, Indra, the Lord of the heavens, he enjoys the opulences of the 3 worlds, and he maintains all the living entities by providing rain. That's his job, because till the rains don't touch the earth, Mother Earth, nothing subsists over here. So Indra has been given that particular role to maintain all the living entities by providing rains. And then afterwards, the Rishiyas, at the end of every Chatur Yuga, Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga, at the end of every Chatur Yuga, they re-establish the Sanatan Dharma. There's religious principles, that were lost. Whatever has to be reconnected, they have to re-establish, reconnect with the Sanatan Dharma. That's their job. And Hamsha Avtara, their job is to appoint these other types of personalities. So this is actually mentioned very briefly in the system of universal management chapter. But this suffices to understand that there are 6 personalities, 6 types of duties, 6 types of personalities who are there in every reign of Manu. So this is what we wanted to share from this 14th chapter. Now the most important aspect of the 8th canto, which is also very much relevant to all of us in this particular um, situation that we are all in. It's speaking about Bali Maharaj. How does it start? As you all know that, when he is talking about a future Manus, Shukdev Goswami just briefly mentions about Vamanadev. How Vamanadev asked for 3 steps of land and then Bali Maharaj is sent to hell. So Parikshit Maharaj was very, very attentively hearing this particular part of the narration by Shukdev Goswami. And then he stops Shukdev Goswami, says, please, I want to ask you this particular question. Why is it that Bali Maharaj was sent to hell? And then why did Vamanadev ask for 3 steps of land? Please tell me about this. So when Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, Shukdev Goswami narrates the whole story of Bali Maharaj and Vamanadev. So we all know that during churning of the milk ocean, the nectar comes out, and how Mohini Murti bewilders the demons and gives all the nectar to the demigods. So when the demigods have this nectar, their life is rejuvenated, and they become more stronger. And then when there is a fight between the demigods and demons, as we briefly mentioned last time, that the demigods, they completely annihilate the demons. Indra kills Bali Maharaj during that time. So the demigods are totally defeated, and they are completely demolished, massacred. But what happened? Shukracharya is their guru. So Shukracharya has that power to bring back to life. And Shukracharya is the guru for the demons. So what Shukracharya did is that he went and brought back the life of Bali Maharaj. And not only Bali Maharaj, but the demons who lost their lives. So when Bali Maharaj's life was regained, he served Shukracharya with faith. He served him in such a way that he pleased Shukracharya to the most, and said that Bhrigu Muni and his followers, Shukracharya wanted Bali Maharaj to become, victorious. So he invoked the presence of Bhrigu Muni, who along with his followers decided to perform a Vishwajit Yagya. Vishwajit means one who conquers the entire world. Vishwajit Yagya. So this particular Yagya was performed by Bhrigu Muni on the insistence of Shukracharya. And in this Yagya, after the Yagya was over, it is mentioned that lots of things came out from the sacrifice. So many things came out from the sacrifice. It is said that Bali Maharaj received a celestial chariot with gold and silk. This is the most important thing for a warrior, having a golden chariot with gold and silk. Not only that, it was run by yellow horses like those of Indra. It was being drawn by yellow horses, and it had a flag which was marked with a lion. So this was Bali Maharaj's, this was a gift from the Yagya to Bali Maharaj. Second thing what he received was, he received a bow with 2 quivers of infallible arrows. Can you imagine that? Like you have a bow, a celestial bow, and you have 2 quivers of infallible arrows. That means that that particular quiver will not be bereft of any arrows. Always there will be arrows within the quiver. They will always remain there. However much you use them, they'll always be replaced, and they'll always be present there. And then he had a celestial armor also. So first of all, he got a chariot run by yellow horses, flag with a lion on it. Then he got a bow with quiver with infallible arrows, and he got a celestial armor from this yajna. And he received garland of flowers from none other than his grandfather, Prahlad Maharaj. Great. Prahlad Maharaj gave him that garland of flowers, and these flowers which never fade away, so it is always remain fresh. And then he also received conch shell from Shukracharya. So these are the things that Bali Maharaj actually received from the produce of Vishwajit Yajna. And it is said that when he got this, he just again offered his obeisances to Shukracharya and went on the mission to again have a fight or have a battle with the demigods. And it is mentioned that, he reached the heaven, Indrapuri. When he reached the heaven, he had a direct encounter with Indra. The Bhagavatam mentions the description of heaven. There are wonderful gardens full of flowers. The heavenly damsels look so beautiful. The whole environment was completely intoxicating. That is a description. And so many gems, so many wonderful things which will mesmerize you. And when the demons reached there, they created a commotion. They just terrified the people who were staying in the heaven. And the fight ensued between the demigods and the demons. So that time Indra asked, he said, what is it happening? He asked his guru, Brahaspati, how is it that we are getting defeated by the demons at this time? What should we do? Should we fight with? Should we just run away from here? Brahaspati said, right now, they are more powerful than you, my dear Indra, because they have sincerely served their guru. They all are very sincere in serving and pleasing their guru. So now is not the time to fight with them. You have to surrender. You just run away, escape from this place. Time is not right for us. When the right time comes, we may again regain our kingdom. So right now, Indra, just run away. So it is mentioned that all the demigods from there just ran away from this place. And they, Bali Maharaj, in fact, he just occupies the heaven. The demons become victorious. The demigods have lost. So this is what is the situation at that time. And then once he acquires and ascends the throne of heaven, Bali Maharaj, he just performs what is Ashwamedha Yajna. He wants to perform the Ashwamedha sacrifice for the benefit of all the demons who are there. So this particular chapter mentions about this particular aspect of Bali Maharaj conquering the heavenly planets. It is so happened that, as you all know, that we may think that, only we have anxiety in this world. But the anxiety is also there in the upper planets too, right? We see how Indra had to run for his life. Indra had to relinquish his heavenly kingdom just because the demons came and attacked them. So nowhere in this material world one can be free from any anxiety. There's always going to be anxiety, except in the spiritual world where there's no anxiety. That's why it's called Vaikuntha, free of anxiety. But in this material world, whether you are in the heavens or on the earthly planet, there is going to be anxiety. The demigods were in anxiety, they left the heavenly planets. They were forced to go and leave the heavenly planets, right? So it is mentioned that when Indra and all the demigods had to leave this place, Indra's mother, the demigod, the mothers of demigod is Aditi. The mother of demons is Diti. So Aditi became very morose. Why? Because she found that her sons, Indra and other demigods, were bereft of their place. bereft of their kingdom. So she laments actually. So when her husband Kashyapa Muni comes home, she is crying and she is, begging for help from Kashyapa. When Kashyapa Muni sees Aditi in a helpless state, Kashyapa Muni asks Aditi, "What is the problem, my dear wife? What happened to you? Is there any misfortune? Have you not performed your three vargas, that is dharma, artha, kama, moksha, the prescribed duties? Have you not performed those prescribed duties of taking care of so many aspects in the house? Or is it that have you not uh, received guests properly? Or is it that, have you not performed the sacrifices which were needed to be done? Or is it something connected with your sons?" So it is mentioned that Aditi, after hearing these questions from Kashyapa, answers that, "My dear Lord, how can there be any misfortune in your presence? The prescribed duties are regularly performed by us. There cannot be any anxiety from that point of view. And as far as guest reception, even I have not at all missed that. I have always very, very diligently performed that particular duty. But then also about sacrifice, I have performed the sacrifices as per the injunction of Shastras. In your presence, I have done everything." But when it came to the sons, said, "Yes, I am lamenting because my sons are now bereft of their kingdom. Indra has no kingdom now. He's taking shelter somewhere else. He's been kicked out of that place by the demons headed by Bali Maharaj. Please help me. I am taking a shelter and get my kingdom back, get a kingdom back for my children led by Indra." Then Kashyap Muni notices that, and then Kashyap Muni, he first uh, worships Lord, remembers the Lord, and then he tells Aditi that the Lord can come to help. You perform what is called as Payovrata sacrifice, Payovrata process. Payovrat for desiring that, whatever you have, want to. In your case, you want to have an offspring. I would like you to perform a Payovrata sacrifice. And then he mentions about the process of Payovrata. What is Payo? Payo means it's actually milk. It is said that from the bright fortnight of Falguna, for 12 days, ending with Dwadashi, one should subsist only on milk and worship Lord Vishnu. One should worship the deity of the Lord. One should worship sun god. One should worship water, fire, and Guru. It is said that one should smear the dirt which is dug by a boar and bathe on the dark moon day and pray to Varahadev that, "Please give me shelter. Please help me to come out of this process." And then one should also practice simplicity. That means sleeping on the floor, having a very simple lifestyle, no sense gratification, free from envy. One should bathe thrice a day. And on the 13th day, that is on the Trayodashi day, one should have Panchamrit Snan for the Lord. That means milk, curd, ghee, sugar, and the honey. And said one should chant the Purusha Shukta prayers. One should satisfy the acharyas, by performing the required sacrifice. You perform homa, and then afterwards you should distribute prasad to the brahmanas. You should take only Krishna prasad and daily recite Mangala Charan, and in this way you will be able to please the Lord and satisfy him. So hearing this, Aditi she seriously started performing this process of PAYO VRATA. And what happened? At the desired time, the Lord came and became the son of Aditi. So it is said that when the Lord appeared, the Savana, it said Shravana Dwadashi, the Lord appeared, and he appeared how? He appeared as a four-handed form, in a four-handed form of Vishnu. And as soon as he appeared in front of Aditi and Kashyap, they glorified the Lord. And then it said that the Lord mentioned that I will become your son, and you worship, he told Aditi, you worship your husband. Do not disclose this to anyone. Do not disclose to anyone. Just, this is a plan which he revealed to Aditi. And then as soon as he said this, he disappeared, and Lord entered into Kashyap Muni's mind. And from there, he entered the womb of Aditi. And as soon as he entered the womb of Aditi, Brahmaji understood, and Brahmaji offered wonderful prayers glorifying the Lord. Because Brahmaji knew that now the Lord has taken shelter in the womb of Aditi, and he'll very soon manifest himself in a very wonderful form, just to perform this Leela of rescuing the land, kingdom, and give it back from the demons and give it back to the demigods. So this chapter, just glorifies the wonderful activities of the Lord by Brahma after the Lord advents into the womb of Aditi. So the next chapter speaks about Lord Vamanadev, the dwarf incarnation. It is mentioned that he appeared as a four-handed form on the 12th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Bhadra, called as Vijaya Dwadashi, at the auspicious moment of Abhijit, when the sun positioned at noon and the constellations and planets were generous. It is said that when the sun was right above, and when all the planets and the stars were in the generous mood on this 12th day at the auspicious moment of Abhijit of the bright fortnight of Bhadra, Lord appeared outside, and it is mentioned that when he appeared as a dwarf, very small person, and but so beautiful. And Kashyap and Aditi, they just started glorifying this particular incarnation of Lord. What is Vamanadeva? The dwarf incarnation. And as soon as Vamanadeva appeared, all the demigods, everyone started, showering flowers, and their wonderful glorification of the Lord took place. And the demigods came to take darshan. And then soon the sacred thread ceremony of the Lord took place. Because being a Brahmana, he needed to be also, done that Upanayan Samskara. Upanayan Samskara was necessary to be performed for Lord Vamandev. So it is mentioned that, all the demigods, they assembled there. And very interesting, to note that the 12 personalities are mentioned who gave the best to Vamandev. Why it's interesting? Because, it is mentioned that as human beings, we all are supposed to perform the best that we can do. We all have certain propensities which is given by our Lord. Somebody has a Brahmanical nature, somebody has a Kshatriya nature, somebody has a Vaishya nature, somebody has Shudra nature, somebody has certain skills. Somebody is a very good singer, somebody is a very skillful worker, somebody is a very good speaker, like that. Everyone has different skills. So it is mentioned that each one has to offer what is best from their side and offer it at the lotus feet of the Lord for his pleasure. So here we find the mention of 12 personalities who came forward, and during this particular ceremony, thread ceremony of Vamanadev, they offered their best. They offered their best. It all starts with Sun God. The Sun God, he gives the Gayatri mantra to Vamanadev, because being a Brahmana, he needs to chant the Gayatri mantra. And Sun God gives him that Gayatri mantra, which is very dear to him. Then comes Brihaspati. It is said that Brihaspati gave the sacred thread to Vamanadev, because in order to chant the Gayatri, you need to have a sacred thread. Otherwise, how can you chant the Gayatri mantra? Right? And then afterwards, Kashyapa Muni gave him the straw belt. Now, this belt is meant to give protection to the child, and that is given by the father, Kashyapa Muni. That is the best that he could offer. Being a sadhu, he cannot offer anything else, but he can offer something which is very dear to him. And the belt, which is made by his own sweet hands, was given and put on his, body at the navel. The straw belt was given to him by Kashyapa Muni. And then it said that Bhumi Devi gave him deer skin. Like, what can Mother Earth give? Mother Earth can give the best which is from her produce. So she gave the deer skin so that Vamanadev can, use that deer skin to cover himself. And it is said that Moon God gave him the danda. It is said that Moon God gave him the Brahma danda. So it is said that a person who receives a sacred thread, he becomes Brahmana, and then he has to go to different places for which he needs a stick to assist him. So always carries a Brahmana always carries a danda with him, a stick, which can be used for many purposes. Maybe used for support, maybe for walking, to drive away, animals. So Moon God gave him the Brahmadanda, which is very dear. It is said that, and Aditi, it said Aditi gave, the, underwear. Underwear means basically, it's not mentioned in the slide here, but Aditi gave the underwear, like a kopin. The Brahmanas wear kopin, so Aditi gave kopin to the child. It's like diaper. So the mother has given the diaper to the child. And then afterwards comes Indra. Indra gave umbrella. So Indra always, that's the best that Indra offers to anyone. So Indra's umbrella is like very strong. So Indra actually gave the best he could, that is umbrella. Indra gave him the umbrella. And then it is mentioned that Brahma gave him the water pot. Water pot, for carrying water. When you're traveling long distance, you need to carry something in your jug. So he gave him the water pot. Brahma gave him the water pot. And it is said that the Saptarishis gave him the straw mat, where he can sit and perform, tapasya. Wherever the sages go around, they carry the straw mat with them so that they can sit. They want to do some tapasya, want to eat, they can do that by sitting on the straw mat. And then afterwards it is said that Saraswati gave the string of Rudraksha beads. For chanting, you need Rudraksha mala. So Saraswati Devi gave the Rudraksha beads to Vamanadev. And it is mentioned that the Kuvera gave him the pot for begging alms. Bowl, basically, it's a small bowl for begging alms. That's what was given by Kubera. And it is said that Parvati gave him the first alms. So these are the 12 personalities who came forward and they gave what is best for the Brahmana at that particular time. So lesson to learn here is that when we want to offer Krishna, we offer what is relevant for that person, but offer the best, which can help the person, anyone what they need. So as a Brahmana, Lord needed all these things. So all these personalities came forward and each one of them gave things which will be needed by a Brahmana. So this is one thing that we need to learn from here. Then Vamadev understands that, yes, now I need to go and meet Bali Maharaj. He comes to know that Bali Maharaj is performing the Ashwamedha sacrifice. So Vamadev immediately leaves that arena and goes to the place called as Brigukach. Brigukach is nothing but Bharuch. Bharuch is in the state of Gujarat and a few hours from Bombay, very close by. This is actually a holy place. This is Brigukach. Earlier is known as Brigukach, now known as Bharuch. And it is on the northern bank of Narmada. The Narmada river flowing very close to Bharuch. So over there, Bali Maharaj was performing the Ashwamedha sacrifice. He is now the master of the universe. And he wanted to perform this to establish his sovereignty over the entire universe. And that's a place where Bali Maharaj was performing. And Vamadev reached that place. And as soon as he reached the place, it attracted attention of all the people who were assembled there. The sages were attracted by his beauty. He was such a sweet personality, short statured Brahmana coming with an umbrella and wearing a deer skin and having a pot in his hand and a stick. So everyone were attracted to this beauty and they all started glorifying this personality. They got up and offered their respect to Lord Vamadev. And then Vamadev came forward and came and approached Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj was he considered himself very fortunate to receive this great personality. So he praised Vamadev for all the things that he represents. In fact, it is mentioned that one glorifies Brahmanas, then that is considered as good fortune. It's able to glorify Brahmanas. So Bali Maharaj, he actually takes this opportunity to glorify Brahmana, whom the Lord had taken, as the form of a Brahmin. Then later on, Vamadev in turn, he praises Bali Maharaj, and he glorifies the dynasty of Bali Maharaj. He says, such a glorious dynasty you are born here, where no one is poor-minded. No one is a miser. In your dynasty, no one was miser, no one was poor-minded, no one refused to give charity to Brahmanas. Nobody failed to fulfill his promise. Nobody refused to fight with the Kshatriyas. So these are the 5 qualities he was mentioning. That no one was poor-minded, no one was a miser, no one refused to give charity, no one failed to fulfill his promise, and no one refused to fight with the Kshatriyas. And then he afterwards praised Hiranyaksha, how Hiranyaksha wanted to fight. And there was no one else to fight but except the Lord who came in the form of Varahadev. And what a tough fight he had given. That he did not refuse to fight with Varahadev. And then he praised Hiranyaksha, how Hiranyaksha performed such wonderful austerities. And then when he performed such austerities, he was looking out for the Lord, where is he gone? And the Lord, being scared of him, he just entered into the heart of Hiranyakashipu and hid there. And Hiranyakashipu looking all over. Such was the power of Hiranyakashipu. So he was glorifying Hiranyakashipu. And then he glorified Prahlad Maharaj. What a personality. Great devotee to the Lord, for whom Lord Narsinghdev appeared. So you are born in that particular dynasty with all these personalities who are like very, very strong and influential. And then after he glorified, Bali Maharaj said, please tell me, what do you want? I can give you anything. I can give you any planet if you want to. I want to just satisfy you. Ask for anything you want. So Bali Maharaj, he just looked at him. He said, please give me only 3 steps of land. So when Bali Maharaj heard these 3 steps of land, and that too from a dwarf, what feet, how much that feet covers of a dwarf? Hardly anything. And then 3 steps of the dwarf's feet. So Bali Maharaj could not take it. He told VAMANADEV, he said, what is this you're asking for? 3 steps of land only? I can give you entire planet if you want. In fact, the thing is that I can give you one particular portion of the universe if you want. Are you asking only for 3 pieces of land? 3 steps of land? You ask for something which if you have, you don't have to beg from anyone else. So then that's the time Vamanadev preached to him about the principle of satisfaction. He said, if one is not satisfied with what he has, then even if he gets, maybe one of the 7 islands of this Bhumi, Bhumandal, one of 7 islands of Bhumandal, if he gets even one of the islands, he will not be satisfied at all. What to speak of, one planet? This is, one should always be satisfied with what he has. And only when he's one satisfied with what he has, he'll be free from greed. He'll always be happy in any condition of life. So that's how he preached to Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj had to accept that. And he was about to give him that. But in the meanwhile, Shukracharya understood that this person is none other than Vishnu and he has come to take away everything from Bali Maharaj. So he warned Bali Maharaj. He said, please take back your promise. Don't give him the 3 steps. He is none other than Vishnu who has come in the disguise of a Brahmana. He is going to take away entire property of yours and you'll be completely poverty stricken. I warn you, take back your promise. It is said that to maintain the body, one can tell a lie. One can tell a lie if suppose somebody, one has to save his, position. One can tell a lie in flattering a woman. One can tell a lie in earning a livelihood. One can tell a lie in Goraksha, in protection of the cows and the land. And also one can tell a lie in protecting a person from the enemy. So I here tell you that this person is going to take away everything of yours. So you can say that, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot give you. Please go and tell him that you are not going to give this. And it's perfectly justified if you go back on your words, because it's for your own protection. This is how the chapter ends. And it's mentioned that Bali Maharaj, he thought over this particular statement of Shukracharya. And then he said, pondered over it. He was just thinking, why I should not give charity to this person who has come in the form of a Brahmana, who is none other than the Lord. Am I justified in giving charity to him or not? Then he remembered and he said 6 reasons or 7, 8 reasons why he should not give. He said, first of all, I'm coming in a dynasty of Prahlad. How can I not? How can I not? How can I go back on my words? I am Dharmanishta. Prahlad Maharaj was like that. And I belong to the dynasty of Prahlad. If I do something wrong here, then it will bring, defamation of this dynasty. So I should not go back on my words. Secondly, if I tell a lie, the sin of a lie will definitely haunt me. Because I told a lie, it will always, be at the back of mind that I had backed out on my promise. And said, I am scared to cheat a Brahmana. I can do anything, but how can I cheat a Brahmana? How can I go back? How can I say that I don't want to give you now? That's like cheating him. He had asked, I had given him, I promised him to give something. And when he says no, when I promised that I'll give him, and when he asks for something, I have to give him. How can I cheat on it? Then he was remembering that how in this world everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent in the world. I may get some land now, I may have some property tomorrow, I may not have. It's all temporary. So why am I attached to all these things of this material world? Then he remembered the examples of Dadichi and Shibi Maharaj, how they even gave their own body for the benefit of others. Dadichi gave the bones to Indra to fight with Chitraketu, to fight with Vritrasura. Shibi was ready to give up his flesh to protect one bird whom he thought as a citizen of his kingdom also. Then I was thinking, am I doing for fame? If I'm just going back on my words, then, how can I become famous? Or how is it that, I'm not attached to that fame also. And then it is said that I'm getting an opportunity to do charity. Such a rare chance I'm getting an opportunity to do charity to the Lord. Why should I just deprive myself of this particular opportunity? And even if I have to lose everything and go and I become poor, that's all right. This is also auspicious. Giving away everything to the Lord and becoming a poor person, that is itself an auspicious. And not only that, the Lord himself has come for the sacrifice in front of me. What is a greater fortune than this? So remembering all these examples, reasons, Bali Maharaj thought that no, I will give. I cannot go back on my words. And he told Shukracharya, that his guru, that I'm not going back on my promise. I'm going to give these 3 steps of land to Vamanadev. Shukracharya, when he hears this, he becomes angry. He said that you will lose everything. I curse you. Very soon you will be deprived of all that you have accumulated at this time. And then he vanishes. Bali Maharaj offers water from his kamandalu, indicating that he is going to give those 3 steps of land. And as soon as he does the sankalp of giving the 3 steps of land, Vamanadev shows his real form. He becomes a gigantic form. He grows up so much that his body almost touches the roof of the universe. So with one step, he covers the entire Bhuloka and the Bhuvarloka. And everyone is stunned. How is this possible? But by Vamanadev's one step, he just completely, covers up the entire Bhu and Bhuvar and then occupies that. Then the second step of land, he just, covers up the entire upper planets. and it's mentioned that the toe of Vamandev pierces the covering of the universe, and then the water comes through the universe from outside, Viraja, which comes inside with a gushing flow as Mother Ganga, which flows in the heavenly planets as Mandakini and comes to Mother Earth as Ganges. The entire denizens of heavens and everyone watches this. They glorify the Lord for this wonderful feat, such a gigantic personality who covers with 2 steps of land the entire universe. And Mother Ganga flows on this Mother Earth and inundates the entire earth with her waters and purifies the existence. And because it touched the lotus feet of Vamandev, it becomes, a particular nectar. It is purified. It just comes as the tirtha or a charanamrit of Lord, which benefits the entire mankind in the universe as Mother Ganga. Then Vamandev, he tells Bali Maharaj, I have covered the entire universe with the 2 steps. Where should I put the 3rd step? Bali Maharaj understands there's nothing that he can do. He somehow or other, is not able to speak. Vamandev says, you are now to be arrested because you failed to give your promise of providing 3 steps of land in charity to me. Orders Garud Dev to bind Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj submits to that. And Garud Dev with the Varun Pash arrests Bali Maharaj. And Vamandev asks Bali Maharaj, tell me, where should I put the 3rd step? And it's mentioned that Bali Maharaj realizes at that time all the demons wanted to attack Vamandev. But then Bali Maharaj just stops all these demons and he tells Vamandev that you put the 3rd step on my head. Because I'm not able to offer you the 3rd step, offer myself to you. Put your 3rd step on my head and I'm ready for any punishment. So Vamandev puts the 3rd step on the head of Bali Maharaj, and then he says, because you have failed to give me that 3rd step, you are going to go to hell. So today I send you and all your followers to the hellish planet called Sutala Loka, and there you will reside forever. Prahlad Maharaj appears there at that scene, and Prahlad Maharaj, he glorifies Vamandev. He said, oh, what a wonderful personality. How beneficial you are for those who surrender their lives to you. You are given the most important benediction to my dear grandson, great grandson, Bali Maharaj. No one gets this on their head, but your feet have touched the head of Bali Maharaj and he has got this benediction from you. He goes on to glorify Lord Vamandev. Vamandev is very pleased with Bali Maharaj. He glorifies Bali Maharaj's contribution and his, consciousness of giving charity. He glorifies to ultimate and he said that I am sending you to Sutala Loka. But that Sutala Loka will be there. I will be there personally guarding that planet. Though it is the hellish planet, but it will be a heavenly planet because you are there and I'll be personally present there. So it is mentioned that, Bali Vamandev, he goes to Sutala Loka along with Bali Maharaj, and there he is still there present. And he gave the benediction that in the next Manvantara, that's in the 8th Manvantara, you will be occupying the position of Indra. Right now it's Purandara, but now Purandara is occupied the Indra's post in this Manvantara of Vaivashvata. But in the next Manvantara, you will be occupying the post of Indra, and you will be there as the Sura Ishvara of the particular planet. He gives that benediction. So it is mentioned that in the next Manvantara, Bali Maharaj is going to be the Indra, and he is being glorified all throughout the universe as Atma Nivedana, personality who has surrendered himself. There's 9 processes of devotion service there: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Mandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedana. So Atma Nivedana is represented by Bali Maharaj. He was given, can you imagine? It's very easy to hear this story, but someone like, supposing somebody, I myself, if I have a property, maybe 10 properties of 100 crores, and suddenly the next moment I just have to give up everything and I become a beggar in the next second, what will be my position? I'll be a madman. Somebody loses, crores of rupees in 1 second, that person will go mad. The person will not be in his senses. What to speak of one city, what to speak of one state, what to speak of a country. Somebody doesn't own a country also in this particular time. What to speak of somebody owning a continent? What to speak of somebody owning a world? Can't imagine. We are only thinking about, becoming a Indra, of a controller of a particular area. Nothing. We can't imagine ourselves in that position. Bali Maharaj was the proprietor of the entire universe, not only of this planet, but entire universe. And Vamadev took everything from him in a fraction of a second, and that's all, finished. But Bali Maharaj was calm and composed because he comes in the dynasty of Prahlad. He had this element of devotion in his heart. And he understands that, well, if the Lord has to take away anything from me, I'm okay. Who am I to hold back? So this particular chapter teaches us this particular lesson that, yes, I depend completely on the Lord's mercy. If anything has to happen, Mare Krishna Rake ke, Rake Krishna Mare ke. If Krishna wants to kill me, who can protect me? And Krishna wants to protect me, who can kill me? And if I want to hold back, if Krishna wants to take it, what can I hold with my 2 hands? And if Krishna wants to give me, how much I can hold with my 2 hands? So if the Lord wants to take away from you, example of his is of Bali Maharaj. He took away the entire proprietorship of his universe from Bali Maharaj in a fraction of a second, within just fraction of a second. And the next moment he was a prisoner. But then he was a prisoner for the pleasure of the Lord. And the Lord reciprocated with him by becoming a doorkeeper. Even though he had gone to Sutala planet, but he also is, Vamadev is also residing with him as a doorkeeper of the planet Sutala Loka. So that is a glorious quality of Bali Maharaj. And then it is mentioned that Bali Maharaj, he expresses gratitude. Just imagine at this stage, what is his conscience? Perfectly calm, composed, and he has a capacity to even express gratitude in this situation also. He expresses gratitude to the Lord, glorifies the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj then offers wonderful prayers to Lord Vamadev. And then Lord Vamadev interacts with Shukracharya. Shukracharya, please tell me, what is greater here? Shukracharya sees the entire episode. He sees what's happened. And he glorifies the wonderful devotion aspects of a devotee for his Lord. He appreciates the qualities of Bali Maharaj, his devotional abilities, glorifies Bali Maharaj too, and then later on ultimately glorifies Vamadev too. Then Vamadev, what he does, he gives back the land, the heavenly abode, to Indradev to run the universe. Because as I mentioned, the personalities are there appointed to take up the different services for the on behalf of the Lord. It is said that the falashruti of this is that, anyone who hears the story of Bali Maharaj and Vamanadev is free from sins. He gets enters the spiritual world and he acquires all auspiciousness. And then finally, this particular canto ends up with the Matsya Avatar incarnation, where Matsya Avatar appeared in the first Manvantara when Swayambhu Manu was also there, and then afterwards in the next Manvantara, that is Chakshusha Manvantara. That is mentioned that, in the Chakshusha, that is Vaivashvata Manu, it is said that this is in this particular Manvantara only, Matsya Avatar appeared and said Matsya Avatar Satyavrat in the Swayambhu Manu, that is first Manvantara. Matsya Avatar appeared there. He regained the Vedas and gave back to the Brahmanas. But in this particular Manvantara, it seems the King Satyavrat, he protected Satyavrat, and then he gave him that particular benediction in the next Manvantara. You will be the next Manu. So in the next Manu, it's called as Chakshusha Manu. Satyavrat is said that he becomes the son in the present Vaivashvata Manvantara. He becomes a son of the sun god named Vaivashvata Manu. And here the canto concludes with the Matsya Avatar story, and then the next canto starts. Hare Krishna. So thus end the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Yeah, Radharani Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm sorry, I'm actually at the doctor's. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for enlightening us and coming on the platform of Pavitra and giving us wonderful sessions on Srimad Bhagavatam 7th and the 8th canto. So we are really grateful to you and hoping and praying that we will see you soon, and you will, grace us with your presence again on Pavitra by giving some more sessions on various other scriptures. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak something, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.